Hiya folks, I hope you're all having a fantastic day today, and it's time once again, time to get hyped up to inevitably no doubt be deflated and brought back down to pretty much lower than we're already at, but hey, let's go with it anyway. So I'm sure many of you are aware by this point that Sony pulled out of E3 several months ago, and for the first time, as far as I know anyway, in E3 history, they will not be bringing a presentation to the table. Now, a lot of people since that announcement by Sony have been wondering, well, that's a pretty prime time slot that they occupy, and it definitely draws the, the crowds in over the live streams and stuff. Who is it that's going to be occupying and filling their shoes instead? Well, it seems that honour is going to Square Enix. They clearly have decided they've got some pretty impressive news to announce because they're going to be occupying that prime time June the 10th, 6 PM slot before the E3 conference kicks off the following day. And of course, that's got people wondering, what is it exactly that Square Enix want to share with the world? And perhaps it has something to do with a little game known as the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yes, that very game that was announced, well, it seems like such a lifetime ago now, doesn't it? And yet we've not really heard a peep about since. Now, if you look on the Square Twitter feed, you can pretty much see that everybody is hyped about that very thing. This is the post they announced, the Twitter post they gave yesterday announcing their presentation. And you can see that pretty much immediately after they've done that, all the comments are about Final Fantasy VII. This is what people want. This is what they're expecting. Square know that full well. Don't think they're stupid. They're not. They know very well when they made this particular post, when they made this announcement, that that everybody is immediately going to assume that this is going to be news on Final Fantasy VII. They certainly haven't done anything to quell that particular hype. And to be honest with you, I think it's there for good reason. As I've mentioned, they've occupied a primetime slot here. They've got something to share with us, I assure you of that. And yeah, they've got other projects, other unannounced projects in the works, but the vast majority of those have only been put into development, as far as we know anyway, fairly recently, over the last few months. Probably not something they'd be sharing a whole lot about at E3 this year. Now, there are other projects as well that they could announce, such as I believe they're working on an Avengers game, which is still unannounced, but does sound interesting. I'm sure that might occupy some part of their presentation. But ultimately, I strongly suspect, I've got no inside information, I could be wrong on this, but I strongly suspect that the thing that a lot of people want, the thing that Square knows that they want and is going to be sharing with them, is information about the upcoming Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, we do know for a fact that the remake is at this point in full development. That was confirmed to us by, what's his name? Nomura? Can't think of the fella's name. That was heading up Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. But he said now that that game's been released, all full development efforts will be moving on to the remake. So we can expect to start hearing news about that. That was a couple of months ago as well. And we've still not heard anything since. So yes, I would say mark your diaries, and if we don't hear anything about the remake on at this particular presentation, then, by all means, then do go ahead and swarm Square Enix Twitter feed for getting our hopes up once more and then dashing them. But I don't expect that's going to be the case. Now, how much information we receive, I'm not yet sure. This could just be a sentence at the most during their presentation. We know you guys are waiting for Final Fantasy VII Remake. We expect you to just be a little bit more patient. Good things come to those who wait, and we're still working on it, blah, de, blah, de, blah. I don't think it's going to be that. I think we're going to be getting a little bit more substance with the remake this year at E3. I don't expect a release date or even a release window, but something to show us just exactly how development is progressing there. So I'll certainly be keeping my eye out at that presentation, and any news that comes forward over the next coming months, I'll be sure to share with you as well. But please do share your own thoughts in the comments section below. Do you expect Square Enix to be talking about Final Fantasy VII at E3 this year? And if so, how much do you think we can expect from them regarding the upcoming project? Well, thanks for stopping by today, folks. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.